Hear what experts think about people buying gold bars at Costco. You know what? I will. I will hear about that in a second. I'm kind of curious. Okay, I need to learn about gold bars at Costco. Why are there gold bars at Costco?
People, regular Americans, not just investors, big investors or big banks, are rushing to buy actual gold, physical gold amid inflation concerns. Look at Costco. Costco only started selling gold bars last year for proof.
Why?
Okay, so this is the situation. They started selling them a year ago,
Yeah,
and
why is it
Wells
so
Fargo
loud?
is now
Shut up.
estimating that Costco is now selling up to $200 million a month in
What?
gold bars. Now, I just want to, it sounds enormous. It is. By comparison, Costco sold $100 million in gold bars for the entire quarter that ended last November. So an entire quarter, $100 million, and now running at $200.
Why? Because of the inflation. It's because of the inflation. It's because of Biden's inflation. People, gold holds its value surprisingly well. It holds its value surprisingly well as far as we know, like at the moment, to be sure. Yeah, I don't deny that. The problem is just that, like, you're kind of banking on consistent high inflation because you're going to get better returns from a diversified stock portfolio in most cases, you know? You're basically like, I don't know. I don't know, whatever. I guess I don't have like a huge issue with people buying gold. Fundamentally, I guess I understand it. It's just, is there enough gold bars for Costco to sell? I mean, they're selling them, you know? And people lie to themselves that gold will be valuable after a societal collapse. Well, I mean, it's not like US dollars would be, right? I thought it was a scam, though. Well, it is. Sort of, it's complicated. It is complicated, yeah. I've heard people say the government is phasing out physical cash. I think a lot of people are just being alarmist. Well, I mean, to an extent, the economy has already phased out physical cash. Only 6%, I think it's 6%, of currency used in the world is physically represented. The rest of it is just digital. But yeah, the gold sites are almost always scams. Do you think it's a good thing to go full digital like that, Vaush? Okay, I'm going to be honest, all right? I think that talking about stuff like the Federal Reserve and the gold standard, it gets pretty complicated. I'm not going to lie. I think that there's an innate value to keeping an economy that makes sense on the human scale. Right now, the economy doesn't exist on the human scale. In fact, it's so complicated that no one person on Earth really understands it. And I think it's fair to say that. They might understand some limited element of it, or they might, like, have a good handle on some part of it, but the totality of it is incomprehensibly complicated, right? And that's always going to be the case with a lot of disciplines, like in, say, history or sociology, right? Like, no one person knows all sociology, right? But I think that when it comes to the economy, where people have to make, like, meaningful day-by-day decisions when it comes to what they want to use their currency for or what they want to understand about the world, I think that there is some value in the idea of a highly simplified, like, because it used to be the wealth of a kingdom was how much gold, or basically gold, silver, platinum, whatever that it had, and that was that, you know? I wonder if there would be some value in trying to construct an economy that's deliberately simplified, and I wonder if it's even possible. Is it possible to have an economy where it's like, yeah, things cost this much, and that's how many coins you have in your pocket? And would that be better than what we have now? You know, the modern advent of digital currency hasn't exactly made people's lives better. Like, it basically came part and parcel with the debt economy, right? Where it's like, oh, you have everything you already need, but you want more things you can't afford. Well, here's a credit card where every individual person can rack up a debt like you were going to a bank for a loan, except you don't have to go to a teller. You can literally just, like, charge the card, you know? Who wants a free market, Benjamin? You want a free market? Yeah, well, Bitcoin immediately became more more complicated, more vulnerable to exploitation than, like, regular fiat currency. So that didn't work. I don't know. Maybe the future is it's all New Vegas shit. Everyone has their bottle caps or whatever. I don't know. It's just gold. The future currency is everything is decommodified. Nothing costs anything. But if you want to buy, like, I don't know, a really shiny desk table made out of resin, you give somebody a little gold coin. That's the future. With a globalized economy, though, is it possible? I don't know. I guess the question is, how much of our economy only exists because of the stock market? If you got rid of the stock market, God willing, there are other ways to invest capital in businesses. I feel like you'd still have a lot of the economy, but maybe it would be like less globalized in a way that would necessitate like extremely complicated digital bullshit. I don't really know. Interesting, Nikki Bugs. Yes, I agree that generally speaking, people buying gold is a product of paranoia and delusional bullshit. You know, yeah, I agree. I have zero clue how economics works, lol. Well, economics used to make sense, and then we invented the stock market, is how I feel about it, okay? Look, the death of the modern economy as at a like human level had nothing to do with fiat currency and everything to do with the concept of investment. Okay, that's my take.
$200 million a month. Bank of America now
That's true,
projecting that the
Masaguri.
price of an ounce of gold, which hit 7 straight record highs lately, will hit $3,000 by the end of the year.
It's one thing to buy gold and get a physical bar. It's another thing to have to sell it, and that is not what they are thinking about.
That is also true. What do you think you're going to do when you want to convert your gold into liquid currency? Go down to a local pawn shop and sell it for half of its actual market price? How are you going to get your like actual market price value for it, you know? There's a reason why Bitcoin doesn't work as a currency. If you have to sell your currency in order to use it, then you're kind of relying on all the, you know, challenges of liquidity. Like imagine having a house worth $1 million, but if you wanted to buy anything, you had to sell your house like right then. Will you get $1 million for it? You know? Zoth, I don't think convenience is always a good thing when it comes to abstractions like the economy. For example, like convenience has led to the rise in dollar stores and Walmarts and stuff like that, where like convenience being pursued as an end to itself has led to the death of local economy because convenience leads to like the hyper optimization of systems in favor of economic priorities over like any kind of local social utility. I think obviously, like, I'm not against all complication. Like, the economy will always be complicated. But I do think that, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's mostly just a matter of, like, what can be changed. Yeah, exactly, Vermin, essentially. Yes, I saw the Dan Olson video on gold. Protectionism can be applied where convenient. You can't really do protectionism at every level, like every city and county. It's more than that, you know? Worker democracy is necessary at a point. Worker democracy would solve a lot of this. Doesn't 15-minute city care about convenience also? Yeah, but that's convenience for the people living there, not convenience for the corporations. Corporations don't give a fuck about a 15-minute city. A 15-minute city wouldn't have room for a Walmart and a gigantic parking lot for everyone to drive to so they can drive down local prices. Then everyone gets hooked in the Walmart's prices. Then everyone else goes out of business. Then the Walmart raises their prices. Then nobody can afford anything because everybody has to work at the Walmart and there are no jobs left. You know, it's social convenience versus retailer convenience or corporate convenience. But again, you know, they kind of overlap when it comes to stuff like currency decision because you know, everyone uses that.
About. You have to have it surveyed, all these things. Where do you go? Where do you keep it? Is it insured? Is it not? And so there's a lot of things that I think people really need to think about when you're buying physical gold. Listen, if you want to be invested in gold, you can do it through an ETF. You can do it many ways. But to buy the actual commodity, I'm not sure is something that people should be doing.
It was like momentarily walking in.
I think I agree with her. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't really know how you would quickly sell anything like that.